Hi, I'm Symphoneers, and today we're taking a look at Tamiyo Inquisitive Student in Historic Brawl. Tamiyo is one of the new Planeswalker creature commanders, and people just scoop to them pretty frequently on like turn 1 or 2 if you do anything remotely interesting with them, so that's nice. Or like, you can just brainstorm on turn 2, and that will flip Tamiyo, and some people will just scoop to that even though they shouldn't, so I don't know, you can get some cheap wins that way. As far as building around Tamiyo goes, we have the Omen Hawker as well as the Enigma Jewel for just extra efficient ramp to crack clues with, and they can also be used to like paint Nykthos to do the Nykthos ability or do some other abilities we have in the deck. We have a bunch of ramp in the list, of course, mostly 1-drops, but a few mana rocks and like Planar Genesis and stuff. We are playing a sort of soft ramp package in like Azusa, Cultivate, Uro, and a handful of other little things to like Ramanap Excavator, replay fetch lands, Oracle of Moldiah, etc., etc. That ramp package just helps ensure that we can scale up effectively and keep up pace against kind of go big opponents. We have a bunch of interaction in the deck. We have a like small counterspell suite, just playing very good counterspells in like actual counterspell, as well as mana drain, and the creature counterspell in Frilled Mystic. And then we can like dig counterspell back to hand with Snapcaster Mage or whatever. And then to kind of back that stuff up, we have a bunch of bounce effects just because they're good tempo and I like them. I don't know. They're kind of fun. We have Prophecytic Memory, which is definitely worth shouting out because it's one of the actual win cons in the deck that is tied to Tamiyo. Specifically, you can ult Tamiyo, draw half your library that gets Prophecytic Memory up to like 40 or 50 counters or whatever, put all those counters on an evasive creature, a Muldrifter or something, and then that creature can kill the opponent, and that's cool and good. Or, like, you can hit a Time Warp off of the Tamiyo ultimate, and that gives you a turn to set up and do that stuff. Or playing a couple of things that generate creatures just to help have any kind of, like, board presence and way to win the game, because in other builds of Tamiyo stuff I was definitely just, like, not fielding enough pressure, so that's why we have, like, Tolerand, Murmuring Mystic, also sort of why we have Uro and Bony Pal, just, like, have big stuff that can actually kill the opponent. And then to kind of like support that stuff, we can do some degenerate time warp things in terms of like time warp. We can downtick the Planeswalker Tamiyo to get the time warp back to our hand, replay it, etc. And usually that will give us enough room to like do something powerful and kind of win. That's most of the deck. Jace Reawakened works nicely with this Tamiyo just because you can do the loot, or you can do the plot thing to accelerate, like as a form of mana acceleration, and that's nice and, yeah, nothing too wild in the mana base, bunch of fetches, duels, Nykthos, etc. And that's the deck. If you like the deck tech and like the video, like, subscribe, and so on. Helps the channel a lot. Consider supporting on Patreon, following on Twitch, joining the Discord, or whatever strikes your fancy, linked in the description below. All that rambling out of the way, let's get on to some actual gameplay. I wish I could keep this. Yeah, if we just had one more land, or even if this wasn't a tapped source, I think I'd feel comfortable keeping this hand, but the mana in that one is too rough, and this hand is like that hand, but better. That hand, but cooler. Yeah, just keep 7. We will do a Llanowar Elves on 1. And next end turn. Yeah, subtlety in hand is nice. I think we're maybe going to try to hardcast subtlety. We do only have one blue source here, which is a little bit awkward. Maybe we do... No, we should get Tamiyo down, because Tamiyo is going to make further only one blue source turns less awkward, in that we can crack the clue using green mana. Ishin stuff happening, or not happening, as it were. So let's tune the narrative. blue source. Cool and good. Attack with Tamiyo. This happens. Crack the clue. Yeah, we can evoke Subtlety if we want to. Counterspell is good. Hot take, Counterspell, good card.
Library with my life.
Tamiyo, uptick. I will sorry, up to one target creature or planeswalker spell. I haven't played many games with Subtlety and just, yeah, almost forgot how it worked. Move to the command zone, sure. I think I would like to just Prophetic Memory. Because holding up Subtlety here is useful, although Profts means, god, this hand's actually, like, the mana is quite awkward. Maybe that's fine. Or like we just take a dud turn, chip in with the mana dorks to hold up Subtlety. I'm expecting them to play a creature, especially if we're like not doing anything that they feel the need to remove. They might just be like, bolt the bird. Sure. It's not a great creature, but it's a thing we can hit with Subtlety. Yeah, the hawk gets tucked. Flare of Cultivation. Okay. We would like to just pay retail for that, I believe. Yeah. Sorry, not alternate cost, normal cost. Grab blue sources. Or maybe I'm supposed to get a green at the mana dorks. I feel like reduce the need for stuff. Yeah, let's hold up the counter spell here. I wish Nykthos being surprisingly annoying for just like sequencing our development and so on. Yeah, the hope is that the Flare of Cultivation plus counterspelling something this turn will be helpful. I will counterspell the One Ring. Seems decent. I don't hate... This is such an annoying, like, control tempo play, but yeah, I don't hate just getting the counterspell back to hand with Timeless Witness. And then we can hold up, or we can do Prophetic Memory to draw a card. Play out the Breeding Pool, pay 2 life. Do an opt? Sure. Decisive Denial can fight Ishin. Put a bunch of counters on Subtlety. Bing bong, opponent to 11. We're playing a surprisingly cohesive tempo game this round. Like, none of our creatures are wildly scary aside from Subtlety's kind of innate scariness as an incarnation. This is fine. Okay, our opponent gives up there, because, yeah, they know where they're at. Good games to the opponent. This is not ideal mana, but a workable hand. Yeah, we can do, like, Tamiyo on 1. Searching for... Okay. That makes this a bit better, or a bit higher impact. Tamiyo on 1. We might still want to do the Omen Hawker on 2, so we can start using the Omen Hawker for cracking clues. could, yeah, use the polluted delta to search for a surveil land. I don't hate that. Or we can planar Genesis. Sorry, that's the other big consideration here. Oh, we're probably supposed to do that. Well, I mean, Time Warp to hand. So we don't actually ramp with planar Genesis, which is suboptimal. But we do get a Time Warp, so that's cool and good. We'd like to set up for the Time Warp to be as useful as possible. So we definitely want to get Omenhawker and Prophesidic Memory down. We can't flip Tamiyo immediately because we don't have... I guess we can evoke the Muldrifter. Is that better than doing other stuff? Maybe? Nykthos happens. Sure. I'm gonna say that that's fine. Muldrifter evoke, draw 2 cards. We get the Tamiyo flip. Flare of Denials may be useful.
I will protect this library
although we
with my
don't...
knife.
Yeah, we lose Tamiyo, so we, can't really do that right now.
Defenseless.
Omenhawker maybe loses out here in terms of being just not as high impact as the rest of the hand. It's either Omenhawker or the Temple of Mystery as far as the discards there go. Intrepid Adversary for the opponent. Do pay for it. Tamiyo gets moited. Slightly. Slightly moited as a treat. So we can brawl and we can profts. And that's okay-ish.
Violence is not
Kind of also just want to Murmuring Mystic so we can start getting blockers happening. Try this. Main thing I like about the Murmuring Mystic is just Murmuring Mystic thick. Like it can block the Intrepid Adversary. Neither one at Tamiyo. Huh. Be slightly more safe with our blocks there. Like, try to prevent a little bit of damage, but don't give them a free shock or whatever. I guess bolting us could be a problem. Fell Horseman... Why is this a Brea deck? This feels more like a, Sir Gwena... a Knight deck. Yeah, anyway. We can do a Time Warp loop thing here, maybe, which I think might be the way to go. As kind of like boring, or, you know, normie as it is. Time Warp, take an extra turn, get the Time Warp back to hand. No attacks. Then we can do... yeah, like just a Time Warp again. Let's do the Time Warp again, etc, etc. Hit land drops. Untapped land, sure. We have a bunch of stuff we would like to spend
Respect the library.
mana on. Untapped land, do we zero out Tamiyo? Sure. A little Time Warp looping as a treat. This all happens. I would like to get a Brawl down so that the Time Warp is cheaper and we can kind of do other stuff more effectively with this, with these turns. Do an Opt here. Snapcaster's cool and good with the Time Warp in the bin. Bing bong. I'm not miscounting, right? Yeah, Snapcaster happens. Time warp. Murmuring Mystic does Murmuring Mystic things. We do lose the ability to loop the Time Warp, but we were running out of ways to do that, so... just chip in with the 4 birds. Crack a clue with the Enigma Jewel. Play out Tamiyo. Play out the Haughty Djinn. Or I don't know, do the fetch land first. Yeah, grab a green source with that. Sorry, do we not have... No, this is fine. Yeah, Haughty Djinn happens. Play out Prophetic Memory. Draw a card. We get the Tamiyo flip. Uptick.
In the right hands, knowledge.
Next, big birds. We can do, yeah, you can, I had forgotten that you can click on the 4X or whatever to just attack with a bunch of tokens. We will do that and hold up the Mana Drain and or Flare of Denial. Pretty good series of turns. Time Warp goes burr. Whoops. Can't be countered. Haha. I did entirely forget about Cavern of Souls. It's fine. So yeah, they're definitely doing night stuff for some reason. They just wanted that color identity, I guess. Big attacks. Pass to blockers. Eat the Intrepid Adversary. Bounce the Burning Yard Trainer off the Mystic. Bounce that... we can block with the Mage thing. Seems okay. We go to 10. I should also crack a clue here, because we don't have, this was declared on night. Yeah, I probably should have paid more attention to that sooner, but hey, it's fine. Forget about it. Yeah, sorry, so we lose the Time Warp, or lost the Time Warp. I think we just do this, do a Birthday Escape. Ooh, Brainstorm. Brainstorm with Prophetic Memory is a thing. Cool and good. Counter spells, I think I'm less sold on, or like we'll draw them again really shortly anyway. Bounce to Horse. Of course, of course. And then we'll do... Ramanap Excavator? And an Uro. We can use... I always forget that you can use the Enigma Jewel and Omen Hawker for Nykthos. This happens. We put a ton of counters on things. 10 for the... we have lethal. Cool and good. Knights? Question mark? Not able to deal with us taking 15 extra turns. Good games to the opponent. This hand is cool and good. We have enough mana for early development, and we can play out Tamiyo on 1, Mind Stone on 2, etc, etc. Move up to a deep analysis or something. Tamiyo gets murdered, because of course. Move Tamiyo to the command zone. Growth Spiral is not bad. I'm going to just do this here because I don't really want to give them room to like respond. Counterspell seems good. 3 mana, Elysian Cryptid. Cryptid? Carry at it. It's basically cryptid. Yeah, let's play out the Mind Stone here and hold up the counterspell. We can, like, brainstorm or something if we want to. I just think that we can get Gonti with... or Shieldred. I will take countering a Shieldred. That has been one of the big joys of playing, like, more counterspells and stuff in Historic Brawl for me, is just like, no thank you. I would like that card not to be in the game, or, like, not be immediately relevant. Grab blue source. We could do Tamiyo again, we could Uro. I kind of just want a deep analysis right now. Nantuko. Oh. Okay. Dog. Can we Nantuko Uro? We can. Although we do need to escape. Oh, we can escape Uro. Uro. When in doubt, Uro. I was taking a brief moment to look at other stuff and go like, do we want to do this or that or whatever? Frilled Mystic. Holding up Frilled Mystic might be worthwhile. Yeah, sure. In particular, we can Frilled Mystic something. This happens, Gonti does a bonk. Watch them hit my Time Warp. I don't hate throwing the dog under Gonti, honestly. We're not doing a lot with it. No Xanthar for you. I would like to counter target spell. Decisive Denial's good. Let's escape Uro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we lose the flashback on the deep analysis, which is part of what makes that card good, but hey, it's Uro. Wash away. Oh, I almost autopiloted through that, and then it was like, I would like this Uro. Sure, we hit the land. Frilled Mystic, I guess. I don't know that we need to brainstorm on their turn, but we'll wait for them to do stuff and we can get some more information here. Hostage Taker. Sure. Nantuko and you... I don't know, something like that. Hostage Taker on Uro happens. This fizzles the Gonti proc, right? I guess I could attack with the Caryatid. Either of those is not, like, wildly high impact. Yeah, that stuff happens. Misty Rainforest. We get the Uro, don't we? Because it goes to our graveyard. I mean, they get an Uro trigger, but yeah. Them taking our Uro is, like, not horrific. Welcome back, Uro. Let's Utopia Sprawl the breeding pool before we do other stuff, because it's just simple. Or, like, we definitely want to have things happen. Springheart Nantuko on Bow is not super necessary. Or, I don't know. Let's tune the narrative. Drag under. Bonnie Pal does Bonnie Pal things. No fetch lands yet? Or, sorry, we exiled the, yeah. That's a little bit of an oof, Howie. Gonti. Gonti goes burr. Gonti goes burr. We can boot Canny Inquisitor back to hand without it being a huge issue. Although, yeah, we can't bounce Hostage Taker or Gonti without giving them replay value, which is maybe... I don't know, it's just kind of fiddly. So... I wish we had a better Springheart Nantuko thing. Let's boot Gonti back to hand. Brawl. Okay. I don't hate it. Do like a Crashing Tide here. Our opponent really vibing. Moisturized in their lane thriving. I guess they could have hit one of our counter spells. Flare of Denial on Brawl. Huh. Interesting? I kind of want to do Tamiyo here, actually.
Is there a deeper meaning to this
I
passage?
don't know that we're... sorry, Bo. I think you are maybe ramming your face into Gonti. We get the Tamiyo flip here, which is nice.
I hope you don't mind if I take notes.
Yeah. I wanted to keep the Frilled Mystic back in case the opponent did not take that block, and then we could prevent Gonti from triggering other Gonti.
Respect the library.
And I don't know. That's kind of the thought there. Phyrexian Arena fires for the opponent. Big hope here is probably just like tempoing them out with bouncing Gonti back to hand repeatedly. And we have enough stuff to escape Uro now. So that's good. Gonti. Bonnie pal, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen, across the mountainside. Uptick Tamiyo.
Violence is
Gonti,
not the
get back
answer.
in the hand, Gonti. I don't know why I'm doing like bad Welsh or whatever for Gonti. Dream, for some reason, the Book Eaters just pops into my brain, the Book Eaters audiobook. Just pops into my brain now and then. Good Welsh narration for that audiobook. Flare of... I guess we can Springheart Nantuko the Muldrifter. That's kind of fun. We'll set up for that next turn. Do an attack with the Frilled Mystic here. Chip in for 3 against the opponent. Sorry, that takes... Oh yeah, we have more than enough mana to do that. Welcome back, Gonti. Oh, we can deem Gonti inferior. We would like to cast Muldrifter without Evoke. That draws us enough cards to get Deem Inferior down to 1. Which is nice because that lets us tuck Gonti and set them back again. Counterspell, okay. Sorry, did I punt and immediately play out a... No, we're fine. Cast this with Bestow on the Muldrifter. Play out a land. Autopay. Cool. Dryad of the... I guess we don't necessarily... Uptick Tamiyo again. Croft Acidic Memory because it's a win con. Especially with the Mole Drifters down. I guess we have Uro triggers happening, huh? Also, this Frilled Mystic is huge. Like, they have to just chump block stuff here to... yeah, so we can do this. And our opponent doesn't like us getting 3 Mole Drifters on the board. Because, boy, Springheart Nantuko sure is a card, huh? Good games to our opponent. Free mulligan, because this hand has no blue mana, unfortunately. This hand has no green mana. Is that acceptable? I'll take the risk. If it backfires, I can edit this match out. Woo! No, the more serious thing too, or the reason I feel this risk is acceptable is Tamiyo on 1, Tamiyo cracks in on turn 2, and we can, like, play the Iron Crag, or crack clues, or whatever. We're on the draw too, so we're reasonably likely to draw a green source. But yeah, we have enough tools here that we can go like Iron Crag, Draygunder, or Geralf. Do clues and stuff. Planar Genesis. I just crafted that card for this deck. Woo! We have a Cultivate happening. Chip in with Tamiyo. Yeah, we're hoping for also just another land at all. Because hitting land drops is cool and good. As I'm sure our Omnath opponent knows. But yeah, just any lands would be great. Maestro's Theater for the opponent. Landfall, or not landfall, but fetch land stuff is happening. Okay. Flooded Strand, what did I tell you? We're fine. We're doing it. I do want the breeding pool, probably. Pay 2. I think the Cultivate is maybe the most reliable ramp here. We could flip Tamiyo this turn if we crack 2 clues instead of doing this. I know, I kind of just want to set up our lands for like the next turn, or ensure that we hit land drops for the next turn, and then on that turn we have a little bit more room to be like, Uro plus crack a clue, or whatever. We don't have to worry about like the basic resources of the game in the same way by playing it a little bit slower. Tamiyo chips in, we will, yeah, play the forest, get an Uro down, etc, etc, decline the Iron Crag, Haughty Djinn, Stupid Sexy Djinn, etc, etc. I guess Draygunder is actually decent here, like versus cracking a clue or something. Because it gets us the flip, it slows them down, or like sets their ramp back a turn.
In the right hand,
and then we can uptick Tamiyo.
Violence is not the answer.
And do that stuff. And we're here now. Cultivate for the opponent. They're really biting my style here. I mean, oh, get an original play. No, I don't know. Mana Confluence, love to hit land drops. Whoops. Sorry, I don't know, yeah. We can get a Cultivate back here, which I don't hate. It's not what I usually use Tamiyo for, but like they're not putting any pressure on board, and we get to actually use the mana refund mode on, or like clause on Tamiyo by doing this, and we hit land drops and stuff, and I don't know. It just seems nice. Yeah, do that. Dryad, maybe? Just keep leaning into, ramping and stuff. Draw a card with the clue. Land. Sorry, Detective Crab. Crab Detective. You're not the best play at this point in the game. I think we're fishing for... I mean, it feels like a cop-out to say Time Warp or something. But we've ramped pretty effectively. And yeah, now we just need some kind... Worst case, we have Uro in the bin as far as, like, a big thing to do goes. Big pig. Yasharin's a little bit annoying, actually, just because of the clues, but not a huge deal. Might just Arcane Proxy the Opt. Timeless Witness. I've heard that you like cultivating.
Use your words.
Oh, I mean, that's probably fine to do, as far as this turn goes. Yeah. A little cultivation as a treat. Just keep our deck increasingly thin. And yeah, we'll figure it out. Also, do we want to... I do think I want to just do the opt thing here. I keep delaying Gerald, or like, maybe I'm supposed to get Gerald out sooner. Eidetic Memory is actually useful for us. It's one of the ways we can win the game if we get to the Tamiyo ultimate. Like, just have an evasive threat or something, have this down, draw 60 cards, put all the counters on the threat, etc, etc. Omnath making an appearance. Would kind of like to get some more stuff in the graveyard for Uro. Hopefully they'll start, like, pressuring us, and things will start dying. Should probably actually get Gerald out at this point.
Strange and magnificent world.
We're keeping up on ramp, sort of, with the much more dedicated ramp deck, so that's something. I don't know, I think we might be better at digging than them, which is kind of interesting. Oh, I would love to double block this Yasharin. That's one of my favorite things to do. We get access to our clues, we get more stuff in the graveyard for Uro. It's tremendous. So. Uptick Tamiyo. Do we want to just do... No, we'll be responsible and get Gerald down. Decline Craig. Haughty Jin. I was confused by the mana for a second, and then it was just like, oh yeah, Dryad of the Elysian Groves is doing its thing. Let's do... Uro's fine here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eating the Timeless Witness with Uro's, like, not super ideal, but also it's Uro. Decline Craig again. Bonnie Pal. Let's do Eidetic Memory here, get another Gerald trigger. We were not too far off of being able to just do Bonnie Pal, but not quite. We have like 1 or 2 basics left, right? 1 basic left? Okay. That's maybe a bit of a concern, but listen, one thing at a time. Waterlogged Grove, alright. Wonder if we just want like a real big Zombo. Or a really big Uro. I don't hate huge Uro. We now have a board, so that's good. That's one of the main uses of Geralt, is just like army in a can. Reminap, Excavator, and Azusa are like not actually that useful at this point because we've thinned our deck of so many basics. Just thinking about like this. Delighted Halflings, like, Roaming Throne and stuff seems like a little bit of a concern. I don't know, the main thing we're doing at this point really is just like Bonnie Pal, attack with Uro, crack a clue, try to draw into some good stuff. They're not in a place where they can pressure Tamiyo super effectively yet, which is nice. Best animation on Arena. The fucking Morog's little, like, wee face. Just pop. Where am I? What am I doing? That animation. Anyway. Yeah, I think, if we draw, like, I don't know, a Psych Rift or something would also be just kind of backbreaking here. In terms of just giving us, like, a really big tempo lead. I guess I should care about pressuring Nissa. My Geralt. No. Now my flesh will be all wrong. Oh. Totally normal things you say while playing Magic. Woo!
I am not.
Let's get Bonnie Powell down. Decline Craig once more. And again. Waterlogged Grove down. Crack a clue? Maybe that's not strictly necessary. Repeal here is... Is that something? Let's attack first. I'm supposed to repeal the Arboreal Grazer and then attack with the Haughty Djinn, putting the Prophetic Memory counter on it. Listen, it's fine, don't worry about it. Prismatic Vista, I guess. Gonna say that, yeah, this is fine-ish. They just throw the Kami under this, I guess I can also just repeal Nissa, which is acceptable. The other play is almost certainly cleaner, but listen. It's not about playing perfectly, it's about playing well. I say like that means anything. I don't know. Deduce, Bauble, Delighted Halfling. Imagine if we had that Geralt. There's a Garrick's Uprising. Okay. Yeah, that repeal was good. The big issue with the repeal, or sorry, with the Nissa, rather, is just like if they get up to the ultimate, Morog and stuff, give them a way to pressure us pretty effectively. We do have a gigantic cow. Simply the largest. And Bo does a pretty good job discouraging stuff, although they might have their own repeal or whatever, so that's a thing. The theater does give them a bunch of... Okay, we're gonna be here for a minute, huh?
Words can't fix
I should maybe crack the Prismatic Vista. Or no, we have no more basics left. Normally I would crack the Vista so we stopped holding priority unnecessarily, but yeah, with the Dryad down, that is just effectively stone raining ourselves, which is not ideal. Uro. Uro. All my homies love Uro. Hootin', hollerin'. Uro. Yeah, I don't know how... We're like so close. We're so close to being in a position where we can body them, but we do need to draw good cards. Opponent vibing, moisturized in their lane thriving. Do I not have Time Warp in here right now? Oh no. Oh no. Why am I like this? Opponent Pageful Absence is Tamiyo because they hate scholarship and learning.
My research is ruined.
How dare they? 42, nice. Morog stuff happens. More Og? I barely know Og. Etc, etc. Oh, this is... Their turns are going to be fun to click through, huh? Crab Detective, welcome back. Emerald's Messenger. Get it down early so that it is on the board before we draw our second card for the turn. At this point, building Devotion for Nykthos is actually kind of useful and good. So, yeah, I don't know. Do that. Crack a clue, we draw a thing. Dreamroot Cascade. Tireless Provisioner spits out a treasure token for us. Crack another clue. Consider that is more efficient than cracking clues, so we will do that. Hinterland Harbor in the bin. Omen Hawker, maybe. Cracking clues. We want to draw a bunch of cards pre-combat too, just for the purposes of... Okay, Leyline Binding is happening. The disrespect for Bo here is simply untenable. I really should have just cracked a clue in response. Oh well. Listen, this is high quality gameplay. I will hear nothing otherwise. Misty Rainforest down, make another treasure. Crab Detective? Sorry, we don't need to do that quite yet. We can do... whatever. We'll just do this. Do Omen Hawker. Tamiyo. Decline. Hard evidence.
The library.
Crack the clue. Flare of Denial. 6 counters on... Hottie Why not? A little Hottie as a... treat. Bony Pal. Does stuff. Treasure happens. They throw the Arboreal Grazer under the Djinn. because they want to keep their Green Warden around, and they throw the Loam Speaker under Bow. Do the Arcane Signet here. We're pretty comfortable Flare of Denying stuff. We have a bunch of creatures that are not super impactful on this board, so if their turns like play out Nissa, counter that, play out Uro, or escape Uro, we can do that. I wasn't punting by not doing the Leyline Binding thing, I was being strategic, and no, I do like that Leyline Binding has our Uro just because of, Binding of the Titans. Morog stuff happens. They are going to have so many combats. Triggers go burr. They can try to escape Uro again. Do we need to... I don't know. Feed the Omen Hawker into this? Keep our treasures around for a future turn, question mark? I just feel like giving them a ton of additional mana via Nissa's trigger is probably not good. I mean, Uro's also not good, but listen, one problem at a time. This game is so long. We have a ton of mana, we just need to do some stuff. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, they have two of these. I probably would have just sent both face, honestly. I mean, I guess this does give them attacks, maybe? I don't think killing Tamiyo is relevant there because she's a 1-drop, but you do you, I guess. Pass to attackers. We're playing Magic? What? In this economy? I thought that was illegal. Sorry. 3, doot. All those on Morog. Maybe this is opening me up to getting murdered by the... They have 5 Morog triggers. I don't know. Getting both these off the field seems relevant to my interests. They probably have lethal here if they play it properly. We'll see if they play it properly. I don't think they're going to play it properly. Because, I mean, maybe I'm speaking too soon. They have 14 damage or whatever each combat. So if they're willing to lose a thing, or, yeah, no, they're, they absolutely could kill me there. They don't want to trade away Omnath or roaming throne though, or so they are giving me a chance to win. Oh, now we're doing things? Why? Why? Why is this happening? Dryad's fixing is nice. Dryad is... sure, yeah. I will take the roaming throne block here and then just take 4 off of the Omnath. This is a really bizarre way to play the extra combats. We go to 15. Yeah, if you're playing a deck like the opponent's, and you're putting a card like Morog in your deck, it's a good idea to try to use the effect when it pops off. See, now after they've like bled out and ceded a lot of advantage, they now are actually pressuring us. Which is very odd, but we go to 11. Do I not know how this triggers resolve? That is a distinct possibility. What combat are we in? We're here now? Okay, my turn. That got very confusing at some point for me. Or just like, what? How? Where? Who, what, when, where, why? Mind Stone is not what we needed here to do stuff, so, you know, that's fun. Draw a card. Utopia Sprawl. I don't know, blue. We've taken Morog off the field, but we can probably actually indulge Craig at this point. Yeah, sorry, we've taken Morog off the field, so we're under less threat than we were under. However, they do have, what, 19 power and toughness on board, and the only thing that can attack effectively on our side is the Djinn. And the rest of our creatures, Djinn and the bow are keeping us safe. So, I don't know, given that they're at 50, I feel like discouraging the Uro and Omnath attacks and stuff, is helpful. I definitely need to put Time Warp in this deck. I literally built around putting Time Warp in this deck, and then I like putting in Mole Drifter and the Shipwreck thing and stuff. And then I think I forgot to actually put it in. Omnath goes Burr. Omnath's general go Burr. Nisa.
Seek shelter in my stewardship.
They're going to find some way to kill my Tamiyo again. I mean, what are they doing if they're not killing Tamiyo? Titan? Just spite murder the prophetic memory? Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd go with those modes, given that they're at 55, like, shield counter or a 4/4 seem better for winning the game? Moisturized, inner lane thriving, etc., etc. Really just living in these turns. To attackers, you say? I'd probably attack with Uro. Just draw a card. Draw 2 cards, actually. Or, yeah. I guess you can't escape Uro this turn, and it makes him more vulnerable to graveyard hate, but... Enigma Jewel... Not ideal here. Pretty late turn to be drawing another Omen Hawker on. Craft with 4 or more non-lands with activated abilities. How many activated abilities do we have? We have a bunch of sack effects. Those seem bad to activate. I mean, I say that. What else are we doing? Two, three. I don't know. 4. Sure. Oh, the things I do to draw a single card. I've never seen that animation before. I love paying 9 mana to draw a card. It's the best thing. I don't know why I'm playing this game out at this point. I think it's just like... I don't know if spite is the right word, but... obstinance. Clue. We get to save Tamiyo by doing this, which is something.
Tell me everything you know about
We don't
this
have the
plane.
down tick.
Violence
Scry.
is the answer.
2020 bow. Repulse is okay. We have enough mana that the fact it's like, I don't know, a little low impact on this board does not really concern me. Tatiova. Primeval Bounty. Primeval Bounty. Omnath goes burr. Omnath goes burr. Feeling grateful for my cow right now. Hashtag farmer things. I don't know. Their board would be so much scarier without good cow engine. Excuse Swarm. Okay, we're doing this now, I guess. I used to put Scoot Swarm in green decks much more frequently. And then it's just like, I don't know, it's not fun to just sit there resolving Scoot Swarm triggers, for me anyway. Or like, the first, you know, handful of times you break Arena or whatever, sure. But I definitely ran out of interest. This stuff happens. Scoot Swarm, Scoot Swarm might actually be able to end the game, which is something. Yeah, our opponent throwing away that Morog turn has really extended things, or really put us into, like, Mr. Meeseeks. I wasn't expecting to live this long mode. This happens. Uro, increasingly large. Could have done like X5 or 6 probably. It's an okay lithoforming. I think you need to be more aggressively after a certain point. Or be more aggressive with it, though. Elishnorn and stuff happens. This is weirdly one of my least favorite cards to play into in Brawl, just because it's like, oh, okay. Either I have removal or I don't, and all of a sudden developing my board gets so much worse, and etc. This stuff happens. We go to one. I'm trying? There we go. Okay, the stack is happening. Can they actually win the game? Not clickbait? Holy. What? Oh, we're here. I don't know why I chose me the rope when they're the one, like, filling the stack with the Scoot Swarm triggers. Me just like, maybe they'll deck themselves. Or a Crash Arena. Doo-doo-doo. Arena, come on. I'm trying. I celebrate myself and sing myself. And what I assume you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. I loaf and invite my soul. I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air, born here of parents, born here from parents the same and their parents the same. Gameplay's happening? Oh boy. Okay. They finally realized that they should attack me. I suppose if they crash, we don't win. This hand is okay. Hopefully we get to play Magic. Yeah, sorry, have been having a lot of people, like, extensively roping today. And that's been a joy. A braid on Tamiyo, okay. Tamiyo back to the command zone. In that case, we will just Surgical Skull Bomb, draw a card with Surgical Skull Bomb. Temple of Mystery. Really want to save the Repulse for Cranko. They're stuck on 2? Question mark? Let's evoke the Wave Sifter here. Get some clues, do the Temple of Mystery. I guess Arcane Signet's actually kind of useful with this hand, because we can Arcane Signet Repulse. More tokens, also helps us jump up to Bonnie Pal mana, which is the other big reason to take the, like, slightly slower rampy thing, or not try to fish for something else. So do this, hold up Repulse. We would like to just bounce Kranko. Well, the goblins are bad. Mana Drain. Verdant Catacomb, crack it. For an untapped green source. Lay out. Do we just go for Bonnie Pal? They don't have a haste enabler for Kranko down. So I think having a gigantic cow might just be useful. Like a 6/5 and 5/5 and so on. Yeah, Kranko makes an appearance here. But it's okay. Goblin Tunneler means we eat chip damage, and I'm fine with that. I want to get Oracle of Moldiah down, because Oracle of Moldiah is extremely cool and good. But I think, I think holding up the Mana Drain is better for us. This might be over-aggressive, but never mind. I forgot that we had a Fabled Passage, and that this is how Bonnie Pal works. Everything is cool and good. This happens. And we end turn. Frilled Mystic is nice, because we can Frilled Mystic Kranko, especially if they played out pre-combat. I'll Frilled Mystic that. Yeah, then we have 2 blockers for stuff again. They just keep chipping in for 1, which is great. Totally acceptable. Oracle of Moldiah, Counterspell on top. We will have more mana to work with, or we'll do this, do the Fabled Passage. Solve the equation is kind of neat, but I don't know that we need to hold out for it right now. To blockers, you say? They take out the Frilled Mystic, this is fine. I'm like thinking turns ahead now, where I'm, yeah, not too concerned about holding on to a 3/2. Let's do Jace Reawakened Uptick to tuck away, or to plot the Emerald's Messenger. We're probably at a spot where we can start attacking with Bonnie Pal and Bow. I just don't really want to have the Oracle of Moldiah on blocks. We're probably looking to be more aggressive on upcoming turns. But we're able to just tempo them out there. Yeah, our upcoming turn is like use all that mana, drain mana to, I don't know, Shipwreck Dowser, something to hand, repulse, or just the mana drain. Attack in with a bow and Bony Pal, start really pressuring them, and etc. Our opponent doesn't have much in hand, it looks like, and we get there, or they scoop good games to the opponent. Thank you for watching the video, and an extra big thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members that help make these videos possible. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.